Hello and welcome to UFL from the Sidelines, where we talk all things United Football League. Today, I will be going over my predictions for all 8 UFL teams this season. Starting off, we have the Birmingham Stallions. Now, the Stallions are consistently a good team. Matt Corral and John Ross should be really fun to watch together. However, I'm unsure how AJ McCarron will play out as head coach, considering he's so young and inexperienced at the role. I mean, he was literally playing in this league 2 years ago for St. Louis. Right now, I'm going to set Birmingham's floor at 5-5 and their ceiling at 8-2. My prediction is going to be 7-3. Columbus is one of the two teams that I just don't know what to expect from this year. They got the Panthers roster, so they should have a somewhat decent team, but an unexpected coaching staff and new stadium and city make me think that they could be taking a step back this year. I think their floor is going to be 3-7 with a ceiling of 7-3. I'll be predicting on the low end of that, however, with a record of 4-6. Next up we have Dallas, which is the other team I just don't know what to expect from. I really like Rick Neuheisel as a coach, and Luis Perez is one of the best spring quarterbacks we've ever seen, which makes the decision all the more baffling that the team is starting Austin Reed over him. I've seen some people suggest that the team could be planning to run a 2 QB system, or perhaps Perez has some sort of minor injury. Whatever it is, it's really confusing to me. Either way, I could see this team being really good, really bad, or somewhere in the middle. I'm going to set their ceiling at 6-4 and their floor at 2-8, with my prediction being 4-6. Up next is the DC Defenders. The Defenders this year feel like the team that's most similar to their team last year. They're the only team to retain their head coach, along with having the same quarterback and a lot of the same core players. And that's all a really good thing for DC, considering they're the defending UFL champions at the moment. I really don't see this team struggling all that much this year. They have the best quarterback in the league in Jordan Ta'amu, one of the more experienced teams, and they have momentum. As such, I see their floor at 6-4 and their ceiling at 10-0. My prediction for them is 7-3. Up next is the Houston Gamblers, and this is one team that I don't have high hopes for. Their coaching staff seems to be experienced. Their head coach is Kevin Sumlin, a former head coach for the Houston Cougars, Texas A&M Aggies, and Arizona Wildcats. He was also the Gamblers' head coach in 2022. Other than that, though, I think this team leaves a lot to be desired. I just don't see the talent on this team to be that good this year. I think their ceiling is 5-5 and their floor is 1-9, with my prediction being 3-7. Up next is Louisville, and this is another team I just don't see doing very well this year. They inherited the worst roster in the league from Memphis, and they have a very inexperienced head coach at the helm. I would love to be proved wrong, as they do have their home opener sold out, but I just don't see the Kings winning a lot of their games this year. I see their floor as 0-10, with a ceiling of 4-6. My prediction is 1-9. Now we pivot from a couple of bad teams to a couple of good teams. I expect the Storm to be really good this season. They took over the Brahmas roster from last season, which was a team that I felt had the talent to be really good, but just lacked a few key pieces. And, well, they got those pieces. They have a very underrated quarterback in Dorian Thompson-Robinson, a player who started several games in the NFL. They also got head coach Anthony Becht from St. Louis, which I think are all moves that make the Storm a dangerous team for this year. I see their floor as 6-4, a ceiling of 8-2, and my prediction is 7-3. Last up, we have the St. Louis Battlehawks. I love all the moves the Battlehawks have made this season. Ricky Prohl looks like he's going to be a really good head coach this season. They've also brought in a very underrated spring quarterback in Brandon Silvers, a former starter for the Seattle Dragons, Houston Roughnecks, and others. All in all, I think the Battlehawks will be a really good team this year. I see their floor at 5-5 and their ceiling at 9-1. My prediction is 7-3. For the first round of the playoffs, I have the league's 1-seed Orlando Storm against the 4-seed DC Defenders, and the 2-seeded St. Louis Battlehawks against the 3-seeded Birmingham Stallions. For the 1-4 game, I think the Defenders are going to win. I think DC is the overall better team, and everyone knows Anthony Becht struggles in the playoffs. In the other semifinal, I think the Battlehawks beat the Stallions. I really like the Battlehawks at home, and I don't think AJ McCarron is going to be quite ready to win playoff games just yet. In the championship game, I have the biggest rivalry the league has at the moment, the Battlehawks versus the Defenders. I think this will be a great game, but ultimately, I think St. Louis has the better team. As such, I have the St. Louis Battlehawks winning the 2026 UFL Championship. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy this season.